Hey, welcome to an exciting tutorial in JavaScript. So this is going to be a crash course in JavaScript. So I'm going to assume that you know nothing about JavaScript, so I'm going to start from 0 to hero level. All right, so I'm going to be doing a series about web components in the near future, so I want you to have this background in JavaScript. That way we can move at the same pace when I get to that series. All right, so let's look at the requirements that you need for you to take this course. The first thing you need is some knowledge in HTML, because JavaScript is intended to manipulate HTML, so you definitely need to know some HTML. You don't need to know a lot, just a little bit, enough to create a form, enough to create a basic HTML page. So you also need a web browser and you need a text editor. So you can use any pure text editor like Notepad, that's okay. Mine, I'm using Sublime Text, which you can download for free, and support them if you can by buying. All right, so what we're going to learn is in this list. So this one hopefully is going to be a series of 12 to 13 videos. This looks like a complete list. So we're going to start by looking at these functions here: console.log and alert, how to select items on a page, some loops, how to change some attributes on your elements on a page, the inner and outer HTML, conditions, functions, object, event listeners, the good stuff, class lists, some JSON, and then how to perform an HTTP request without refreshing your page using Ajax. All right, so goody. Now let me explain why we need JavaScript and exactly what JavaScript is. So let me use my award-winning Paint program right here. So imagine you are on your PC and you're on a browser. It could be your cell phone, but let's imagine it's a PC, because JavaScript is for the web. Well, not all the time, but in our case it is. So you are here with your PC, right? And there's a screen, you have a website there. So yeah, the latest in technology right there. And then you make a request to the internet for a web page of some kind, right? So you're going to request a page. I have no idea why I'm doing all this though. So you make a request to the internet, and so the request goes like that: I want this web page, and then the internet is going to return a response to your page. Now, usually what happens with a complicated website, you could have a there will be a program here running which is called the server-side program. So because you have a computer here that does the work, that receives the request and sends something back, so this computer is called the server, okay, because it serves you with information. So this is the server right here, which is on the internet. And so there's a program that might be running here. You could have PHP, it could be Ruby, it could be JavaScript even sometimes. So that is the server side end of things. But this side here is called the client side. So this is the client and that side is the server. So once a server returns information, the information comes in a form of HTML. So HTML. Now HTML is the language that browsers understand. So once you put HTML on a web page, you can get the page to do whatever you want, you know, display anything, any kind of information you want with the right colors and all that. All that is HTML. But the problem comes in, for example, when you want to change something about your web page. Let's say, for example, the color on your page is too bright and you want to, let's say you don't like the color of the text you want to shift to night mode, for example, because these days we have websites that are day mode, night mode. So what will happen is, just for you to make that change, you have to make another request to the internet. You click on a button, the button will make another request to the internet, and then the internet will bring you back a version of that page which is in night mode. Now, every single thing you want to change on the web page, you have to make a request, and then the server gives you a different version of the same thing that you want. Now, at some point it becomes quite wasteful to do that, because you find that there's just something very small on the page that you want to change, and yet you have to make an entire request to the website to do that. Something which the PC you have here, or the phone maybe, is well capable of doing on its own without having to ask the server for that kind of information. So for example, you want to change the color of an item on your page, you can easily do that with your PC because it has that power. Now, in order for you to do that, you need a language or a program that is running on your page so it can do all the heavy lifting for you. And that program is called JavaScript. So JavaScript is entirely designed to manipulate your web page, the web page that is on your PC. So what I'm saying here is that if there was another user over here making a request to the same website here, so user number 2 right here with a weird head. So if this user makes another request of the same website from the server here, while you have made changes using your JavaScript here, they are not going to receive those changes because your changes are local to your machine, even though you made a request from the internet to get that web page. You can manipulate that web page on your own here, but then when somebody else requests the same web page, they're not going to see your changes because your changes are only for you, because only your version of your JavaScript that is on your machine is the one that made those changes. The moment you refresh the page to get another copy from the internet, then all your changes will disappear with it. So JavaScript just works here. So what's the benefit of JavaScript? Well, it makes the user experience slightly better because there are certain things that can easily be changed here that don't need, sometimes the internet may be slow. So if you click on something, you have to wait a few seconds to get a response. That can waste a lot of time over time. But with JavaScript, you can make those changes in real time right on your machine, and then you only submit the final page to the server. That will save you a ton of time. So JavaScript can make your users' experience on your website much better. So hopefully you understand why we need the JavaScript and what exactly it does. It only manipulates HTML, changes it, because once the HTML has changed, the page will change because the browser always obeys what the HTML is saying. So you manipulate the HTML, you manipulate the website. Okay, so that is all about the intro and why we need JavaScript. Now in the next video, we'll look at how to actually use JavaScript. I'll see you then.